Have you ever heard about gerunds and infinitive? These both are usually found in every sentences, but someone might still not understand yet and make mistake in determining a word in a sentence. As example, mistaken in distinguishing between a gerund and infinitive. So, I will teach you clearly about what is gerunds and infinitive. So, what is a gerund? The meaning of gerund itself is a verb that functions as a noun. The gerund is almost the same as the form in the present participle or verb ing, but it turns out that the gerund is a noun, while the present participle is an adjective. If the gerund is used as a subject, then the gerund can stand alone or form as a gerund phrase. Well, this is the structure of gerund. As you can see, it is formed by add the verb ing or present participle after the verb. As example, the word drink and drive are verb. If we put the verb ing after these words, it will become drinking and driving. It means that the verb would be changed into nouns when there is a present participle on its words. Next, it is a function of gerund. Gerund could become an object from verb. As example, Tanya always working at midnight. In the sentence, we found that word working is a gerund that form as an object. So, the gerund would become an object because the word has changed into a noun. The gerund is also would become into subject. The example is studying with my friends is the best moment ever. In the sentence, the word studying is a gerund that used as subject. Next, we had infinitive. So, what is infinitive? Infinitive is a verb that functions as a noun, adjective, or adverb. The function of the infinitive verb is to express an opinion, the purpose of an object, an action, and answer the who, what, or why questions. And this is the structure of infinitive. As we can see, the verb is put after to. So, if the gerund was using verb ing and it is located after the verb, then infinitive is used to that located before the verbs. As example, word fine is a verb, so we put to before the verb, then the result is to fine. It looks similar to gerund that adding verb ing to form the verb into a noun, but infinitive is adding to form the verb. And next, we are going to the functions of infinitive. It have the same function as gerund, that infinitive could become a subject too. The differences are based on its structures, and the infinitive can be an object in preposition sentence. And the other function is bare infinitive. This function is quite unique because it is not using to for the infinitive verbs, but it uses an auxiliary verbs like can, should, shall, will, would, could, may, might, and etc. This function is proposed for the sentence with perspective verbs such as hear, see, feel, and sense, and permission verbs such as bid, let, need, know, help, had better, sooner than, would better, and etc. Example, we should study for the final test. Mark felt unwell since yesterday, and Janice needs more practice for competition. The first sentence is use auxiliary verb should. The second sentence is use perspective verb felt. Felt is a verb to of feel. And the third sentence is using a permission verb needs. And finally, we are going to the conclusion session. In this lesson, we can conclude that gerund is a noun which has form from the verb. The structure is verb plus verb ing, and the functions are form the gerund into subject or object. Next is the infinitive. We can conclude that the phrase is also could form the verb into a noun, but it has a different structure that infinitive use word to for the phrase, and then put the verb after it, so it would generate the verb form into noun. Even the infinitive is not use word to as bare infinitive, but it use auxiliary verbs, perspective verbs, and permission verbs as noun. Well, so that's all for the lesson today, guys. I hope you can understand, and please keep it up for practicing more, because practices makes perfect. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.